now, and Coach Cliff Godwin has joined us after this victory over the Memphis Tigers today. And Coach, there was just no margin for error from the very first pitch in this game. This was a great pitcher's duel, and the Pirates were able to blow it open there in the eighth. But this was quite a contest to wrap up this series, wasn't it?
It really was. You know, you had a fifth-year senior with Smitty and then a fifth-year senior, in Durham going. His changeup was giving our right-handed hitters fits, as you guys could see. We're lucky. I shouldn't say lucky. I mean, probably didn't mean to throw the fastball where he threw it to Seth. Seth was able to get a swing off, but Smitty was the best he's been all year in a time that we needed him to be. Went deep into the game, and you know what Cam Colmore did. There's no words for what that guy just out there. He wanted to go back out there and finish in the ninth. And once we expanded, I told Dietz, I was like, "Nah, we're going to go to Ryder and let Ryder throw some strikes and make him beat us there," because he had done what he needed to do. I mean, the turning point in the game for me was when. Well, two things. When Cam gave up a leadoff double in the eighth inning, and then they didn't choose to bunt, and he punched. I think he got behind 3-0, and he struck the guy out, and then got out of the inning. And then that's when we were able to, Norby lines the ball off the pitcher, gets to first base. Franny hits the opposite field single, and I asked Seth Caddell. This was the other part. I said, "Hey, Can you get this bunt down?" He says, "Coach, I can do it." And he goes, "I don't know where it's going to go, but I promise you I'll get it down." And off a guy that it's tough to bunt off of. I mean, that's their guy. That's their closer. He's throwing 92 to 94 with a hammer of a breaking ball. And Seth got it done. And Josh Moreland, when it mattered, got a big swing. And then we just kept rolling. Bryson swing and Lane walked, and just a lot of guys did some great things in the bases to allow us to extend. Of course, Riley Johnson's home run. Super proud of our guys. They did an unbelievable job to finish this thing off.
A lot of key moments in the game, Cliff. No question about that. But one of the key things that occurred, Thomas Francisco, after striking out his first time up against a crafty left-hander, made adjustments, and that two-strike base hit in the eighth inning, certainly big in itself.
No question. I mean, he had that at bat, and then Seth got the bunt down, and like I said, Josh Moreland, I think he had struck out twice, and it might have been three times, I don't know, off the lefty, and then had the confidence as a freshman to go in there against their closer and battle, and yeah, we bounced it over their head, but we still would have scored. I think the run from third base, if not both of them, and Matt Bridges pinch running, making a great slide on Bryson's single. Just a very, very hard-fought team effort after a long weekend. And I'm proud of our guys and our staff, and I'm proud of our fans. It was awesome at the end. The fans were great.
This game closes up a long homestand here, Coach. You go 9-0 here on this trip, and that's 18 straight wins in this park. A lot of road games are coming up here to finish out the year, but you know better than anybody where this team wants to go and what they want to be. Taking care of business in this park is imperative, and being able to do that time and time again here this year, boy, that's something special, isn't it?
Yeah, we've been battle tested. I keep telling you guys this, and it's a 1-1 game going into the bottom of the eighth in the box score. If you just look at the line, the final score, you'll think, well, East Carolina just handled Memphis. Well, no, we didn't handle Memphis. I mean, the last three games were very, very competitive, and took to most of the last at bats for us to be able to close this thing out. And they're good. If they can keep their heads up and keep their confidence up, I mean, they're dangerous offensively, especially with Goodman and Trella, and Brooks is coming around. Wilson, I think he raised his batting average like 75 points this weekend, so he should give us some, some money, I guess, or something. But they're a good team, and I'm just happy for our guys because they showed up today and they competed.
Well, you and your guys have earned a day or two off here before the Houston prep begins and the trip down to Texas on Thursday. We'll be with you then, Coach. We'll talk to you then.
Thanks, Corey. Thanks, Coach O.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll open up the questions for Coach Godwin from the media, please.
Cliff, can you give us a little inside baseball on what you told your team after this win, after this successful weekend?
Yeah, I just told him I was proud of him. I told him it started with Smitty. I was super proud of Smitty, to go out there and do what he is capable of doing. And a lot of times, he might not have his best stuff, but he had his good stuff today, and we needed it. He executed a ton of pitches, and of course hung an all-speed pitch to Trella. He made him pay for it, but it's a solo home run, and we were able to get out of that inning and just keep grinding and get to that bottom of the 8th inning. But a lot of guys, I mean, like I said, Seth Caddell's bunt, but just a lot of tough at-bats when we had to. I mean, our at-bats were not great the first 7 innings, but when we had to bear down and have to do it, I mean, against their best guy, I thought our guys did a really good job.
Hunter Goodman for them, Cliff. He got some RBIs yesterday, a few, but you did a really good job on him for the most part all weekend and got him out in some big spots too. How much do you think that impacted this whole series? No home runs and just a few RBIs for him.
Yeah, I mean, I know Deets probably talked to the pitchers. I wasn't in the pitchers meeting, but we talked about like not letting him beat us. And then as the weekend went on, we're like, and don't let Trella beat us as well, because he got hot and he's dangerous hitting the ball at the park. But our pitchers pitched him tough. I mean, he's a great player, and our pitchers executed pitches and kept him off balance and moved the baseball around. But great players, they still find a way, like he did yesterday, like you said, to manufacture some stuff. He got a big swing off Mayhew yesterday, but our pitchers did a great job just keeping him in check.
Coach, there in the 8th, Josh Moylan broke it open with the 2-run single in the right field, and then Matt Bridges came in for a pinch runner. Just what was the thinking there, and then how cool was it to see him beat a throw home like that, like he did?
The thinking was I didn't want to burn a position player, and Bridgie is a great athlete. Yeah, there's some risk into it, but I always tell him, Mayhew, and Cooch Manor when they're not pitching to have their cleats on just in case a situation like that. And to be honest with you, they're faster than some of the position players that we have left on the bench when Riley Johnson is in the game. So I didn't want to burn Starling, because I knew if Ryder had to come in to pitch, then Starling was going to have to come in and play second base, because we had pinch hit for AMAC with Newton in the 7th inning. So the thought process was, hey, we've talked about it. Bridgie was ready, and he went in there. And, Josh doesn't score if he's at second base. I'm not trying to take the credit for it. Bridgie just is faster than him. He actually slipped when he took off at second base. And, of course, that made me have to make a decision to keep rolling him. But I said, hey, that guy's going to have to throw him out, and he made a great slide.
This was a season-long outing for Tyler Smith, getting into the 6th and almost through the 6th. Like you mentioned earlier, how timely was that, especially the last day of a 4-game series like this?
I don't think we have any opportunity to win the game without Tyler Smith today, because no offense, I mean, our bullpen was depleted. Not that we didn't have some guys down there that were fresh that could pitch, but, we needed some length from our starters. And Smitty gave us that today. And he actually, I mean, look, his body hasn't felt great the past, 2-3 weeks. And sometimes it just happens in different parts of the year. But I know that guy has been in crucial moments a lot in ECU history. So I always feel confident when he goes out there that he's going to give us an opportunity to win. As I told you guys, Cooch does too, when Cooch doesn't have his best stuff. And both those guys have battled through even this year when they haven't had their best stuff to give us a chance to win.
And Coach, speaking of the leadership, of the senior leadership of having, of course, Smitty, and you have Matt Bridges and Colmore, I mean, you got to be thrilled to have them one more year on the team. It's
a blessing. I count on blessings every day when I see those three come into the office. And, when COVID hit last year, and they can tell you, but I wanted them to do what they wanted to do. Selfishly, of course, I wanted them back. Our program wanted them back, but I wanted them to make their own decision and never look back. And they made the decision and never look back, and they've worked their tails off, and they've been great leaders within our program. If I need something to happen, I can call those three guys in, and it's like an assistant coach that I'm talking to, and they go, Coach, it's handled. And I trust those three as much as any three or any player that's ever been in our program, just because the time that we spend together. I saw Smitty for the first time in the state games, his summer going into his senior year. And I was told Dan and Jeff, I said, hey, we need to find out who the Tyler Smith kid is from East Surrey. And, Cam, we recruited. Bridgie was actually committed to the prior coaching staff, but I went and watched him. I drove to Shelby and back one day after I saw him and made sure he wanted to come, to East Carolina with a new coaching staff. And I'm blessed. Our coaching staff's blessed. Our program's blessed. I mean, they're, like I've told you guys before, if they never throw another pitch, those three have done more from our program probably than any three people in the history of ECU baseball. I know that's saying a lot because there's some great players, but it's not just about their performance on the field. It's the stuff that they have positively influenced other people within our program that have made them better.
Your team takes care of business against Memphis. Wichita State did a number on Houston over the course of the weekend. You're in the midst of a bit of a tight race here and needed these victories over the course of the weekend. This is a good league, and it's going to remain tight, it looks like. What's getting these wins do for you guys, in the conference race? Talk about the conference overall a little bit.
Mark, look, I don't care what Wichita State does. That's not what I care about. I care about how we play baseball. I don't care. They can win out, and then when we go over to Wichita State, then we'll see who's the better team. And they're good. That's fine. But we'll strap it on with anybody, anywhere. It doesn't matter. And so I'm glad they're playing well because that's good. That's good for our conference. They're good. I mean, they got a big league manager. The guy obviously knows baseball. He's been a manager in the big leagues. So, but, I'll take our guys any day. We might lose. We might get swept there. I don't have any idea. But I know this. I want to win or lose with the group that we have in our locker room.
Okay, Coach, thank you for your time. Congratulations.
Thank you, guys. Let Smitty talk to you guys.
What's up?
Smitty, congratulations, buddy.
Appreciate it, big man.
All right, we're going to go to questions to Tyler.
Tyler, just talk about the length of your outing, kind of like I asked Coach Godwin the last few weeks, but this one getting into the sixth inning and kind of shortening the bullpen. How important was that today? And did you kind of feel that responsibility of wanting to do that?
I mean, every time I take the mound, I always have a responsibility of just going out there and competing as long as I can and as hard as I can for the team. But, I mean, as long as the defense is working, I mean, there's nothing really to worry about. Just keep filling up the zone with my sinker, and I was working well today, but it's really been in my bullpen settings with Coach Dietz and Coach Knight just executing and having a higher intent with my pitches and everything, so that correlated out there today.
Tyler, you mentioned the defense. Just how much more confidence does it give you knowing you have a solid infield defense, especially behind you? I mean, they got 2 double plays behind you. So just how much does it do for you?
No, it gives me a lot of confidence, to be honest. But, I mean, any situation I can throw a sinker, get a ground ball, and I know those guys will make a play for me no matter what. Dive in, turn into, whatever. So it's a huge confidence boost.
You go 91 pitches today. Get a good outing. It's got to be a confidence booster for you. This is kind of the Tyler Smith that the folks kind of expect to see. What's it do for you a little bit, and how are you feeling at the end there in the sixth inning of a long game for you?
I mean, nothing's really changed since the beginning of the season. I still have the same routine I do every single week. I mean, yeah, it does give me confidence when I go back out there for next week. But, I mean, as long as I'm sticking to my routine and let my defense work and knowing the offense is going to do their job, there's nothing really to worry about. So
a lot of times we'll ask pitchers, when you get a bunch of run support, how does that feel, that type of thing. What about today when you're in a pitcher's duel and you're kind of going inning for inning with that guy? Is that enjoyable and you have adrenaline off that too when it is low scoring?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I just want to be better than that guy over there on the other side, to be honest. But, I mean, it's just a mindset, going out there, competing one pitch at a time, not thinking about anything else. So just going out there with the right mindset and trying to beat the other guy on the other team.
How big is it for you, Tyler, with you and Cam and obviously Bridgie scoring that run, pinch running? How big is it for you guys to have 3 quality guys like you that you're here for another year?
I can't say enough. Those guys are my best friends. I mean, we've been through it all. bad years, great years. I mean, we've been through literally everything. So it's awesome just to be around those guys every day, and especially seeing Bridges score right there. We always talking about how he thinks he's an athlete, but I guess I got to say he is an athlete now, especially scoring from second base.
Can you give us a little sense of the mood of the team in the locker room after this weekend a little bit?
I mean, nothing's changed. I mean, we still have the same mindset. Tomorrow, we're just going to get some weights in, but the rest of the week, we're going to still have the same mindset and go out there. Everybody wants to beat us, so having that edge with ourselves and going out there and competing. So really nothing's going to change for us throughout the rest of the year.
And Tyler, how about the mops out in the jungle? How do you guys, as players, like that?
Well, I guess this is the first year they've done that since there's 4 games. But, I mean, Pirate Nation's awesome. I mean, they literally come up with anything, especially I see people in the outfield now with a birdhouse cut out too, so that's pretty sweet. So, but, no, it's awesome to see everybody engage with us.
Okay, Tyler, thank you very much for your time. Congratulations, buddy.
Appreciate it.
See you.
See you.